we need to call out this trash and this lie, this out and out attack on humanity. Okay, and this is not me saying, well, the left is attacking the right necessarily. Okay, it is an attack on humanity from evil itself. Just me and one of my fur friends hanging out. Dog's inside. He stayed out in his pen all day long today, and for some reason that tires him out. It might be all the cats run around outside that he wants to eat, and so he barks and it drives him mad, and he runs up and down the fence. But maybe that's it. Of course, I am home alone. RWP here. Uh, the family is out of town, and it's fun times. you know. It does make me miss and appreciate them even more when they're gone. It's not often that we are apart outside of work and that kind of thing. And I worry, I don't need to worry too much, but still. So how did you and I become the enemy, become the pariah to society, become the racist, bigot, xenophobe, Nazi, right-wing Christian extremists? When did that happen? Because I don't remember getting the email. I don't remember any meetings about it. I don't recall even seeing any posters, flyers, mailers, or anything about the shift. Um, in fact, what I've observed is that most of us are more or less living our lives the same way that we have for these many years. Trying to instill values in our children and trying to do the right thing by way of our families, by way of our employers or employees, um, you know, uh, financial institutions, taking care of our obligations and responsibilities, and, voicing our opinions occasionally, as Americans are allowed to do. Check out this little guy. He decided to join us too. Oh, hello. It looks like he's not as close as he looks. Object in the camera are not as close as they appear. So when did this happen? When did we become the enemy? When did we become the threat to the soul of our nation? Well, obviously, I'm not only asking a rhetorical question. I'm asking a ridiculous question. I'm asking a question that uh, shouldn't be asked because it's not true. We haven't become that. But interestingly, much of society, particularly younger people, and I mean, this is what's scary, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's plenty that are my age and older that follow these same ideologies or have adopted or have grabbed on, latched onto. I personally know some people who didn't think that way, and they've bought into the BS and, drank plenty of the Kool-Aid and took the lesbian dance theory class in college, and they've got their carrying card, and they're full-blooded lunatics. But by and large, it's young people. And of course, I think, what was it? Hitler said it best. You give me a generation or two of your children, and I'll change their minds or however it went. You guys get the gist of it, and it's true. Social media, as say what you will about it, but as and here we are on social media, but as promising as it has been in a lot of ways, and it has been a technological boon for a lot of businesses, for companies, for families to be able to connect and that kind of thing. Obviously, it's also fraught with dangers for ideological shifts in people's brains. It's a cornucopia of lies and deceit and trash. And that's just one aspect. I mean, television is another. My last video I did, some of you guys were saying, I'll tell you how to get your critical thinking back, and that's turn all this other stuff off. Well, I don't disagree with that. Okay, I don't. This also coming from a guy who, admittingly, I use social media. I do watch a little television. But you remember when, let's just take, for example, the LGBTQ XYZ R2D2 times 3 agenda. Do you remember when it was just, hey man, we just want to be able to get married too? Okay? Sure. All right. But now, as that creepy song went, that I'm sure many of you guys have seen with all the male faces, we're coming for your children.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children.
What is it? Drag Queen Story Hour. The whole. I mean, this is one of the most scary things. That's the transgender agenda. I mean, the percentages of people claiming to be transgender, and of course, the people on that side would say, well, it's because now they are free to talk about it and free to, they've got more. They're less. Stymied, they're less hampered by society and societal norms now, and so now they're able to be, they're freer to be more open with it and everything. I call BS on that. I call absolute bullshit. It is an agenda at hand, and this what I'm talking about is just a fraction, just a snippet of said agenda. We need to pray, folks. We need to pray. We need to protect our kids. We need to protect everyone and anyone that we can. We need to call out this trash and this lie, this out and out attack on humanity. Okay, and this is not me saying, well, the left is attacking the right necessarily. Okay, it is an attack on humanity from evil itself. Okay. They are bringing down the family. They're attempting to bring down the family. They're squashing God at every corner. If now is not the time for us to double down, triple down, quadruple down, and speak the truth and live the truth and call it at every turn that we can. And really the time was years ago to get started with this stuff, but now you're at critical mass right here. I know for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. I don't hate people. I don't hate people who are different than me. But you shouldn't be allowed to force your ways onto me. Most conservatives would agree that they don't care what somebody, if somebody wants to live their life in one of these lifestyles. But just like I'm not going to come to you and your children and say, hey, I'm hetero and you should be hetero, and let me show you what hetero looks like, and start making out with your wife and you know what I'm saying, and show bedroom attributes, in public and that kind of thing. That doesn't happen, And so it shouldn't happen on either side. It shouldn't happen with any lifestyle, if you will. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. Just don't force it on me and my children and my family. Or anybody. Society at large at all. None of us should do that, should force our way on the next person. This country is supposed to be a free one. And in reality, the majority is like us and not like these fringe lunatics. Now, do I think majority should rule, mob rule? No. No, I don't. I think each area, each state, just like it has been, has their, elected officials who represent what their wants and desires are for said area, said state, etc. But what a dangerous time we're living in, folks. Talk to you guys later.